Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and today I'm doing another Sudsy recap, and today I'm talking about Below Deck. First of all, though, I have to say I'm in a great place at work, believe it or not. I feel great. I have a very sunny outlook, and it's actually not being as difficult to be positive. I'm actually starting to look at things in a little bit more positive way. So who knows what will happen? You never know. So I'm just really in a good mood. So, and that shit's not my normal vocabulary. So I'm just gonna roll with it, right? Okay. So Below Deck. Let's talk Below Deck. First of all, they're casting for season 5. So if anyone out there wants to be a charter guest on the yacht for next season in the Caribbean, message me. DM me at Angel Benton at twitter.com, or on Twitter, DM me, or you can DM me on Instagram. You can message me on Facebook. If you read this on Facebook, you can leave me a message under the YouTube channel. Whatever you want, just let me know, and I will pass your info along to the producers and casting directors so they can vet you for their millionaires, or not millionaires, but they're charter guests. There we go. They're charter guests. So if you want to be a charter guest, just let me know. If you can afford to be a charter guest, let me put it this way, because there's lots of people that want to be on the boat. I want to be on the boat, but I can't afford it on my own. What is this? Is this a stain on my Forever Lazy? Oh, what is that? It looks like lotion. Anyways, oh, is there one here too? Maybe it's just where the seam is. Anyways, so a lot of people want to go on the boat, but you have to be able to afford it, and you've got to be able to afford a tip too. So, and these tips are not cheap either. So, these are the types of things that you need to, kind of be rich for. So, if anyone out there is rich and wants to do it, just let me know. Okay. So, I put that public service announcement out there. All right, so now in terms of this week's episode. Okay, so this week's episode was great. First of all, I was glad because a lot of the sexual tension between Lauren and Nico is done. That storyline is over. So that is done. Second of all, and this is probably the most important thing, I don't know why I brought up Lauren and Nico first, because it was like such a non-issue during that episode. But the best part about this episode is Kyle is fucking hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot as hell. He is gorgeous. Gorgeous. He's got that accent. Oh my god, that accent is just makes me go crazy. I love it. You know, I mean, he's pale, who cares? He's skinny, who cares? He's got a beard, who cares? He's hot. So he's all about Sierra. And you know what? It's about time somebody fucking is. I mean, I was starting to think that what was wrong with all of the men on the boat. I mean, Nico did try to kiss her one time, but he's not really into her like he is into Emily. Or like that's what I don't I love me some Emily, don't get me wrong. And she is bitch knows her job, which is great also. But most usually the second stews do know what they're doing. It's usually the third stews that are the most green and the ones that have the most issues with Kate. Well, we'll talk about Kate in a second because this was a big episode for her. But in terms of Sierra, she's gorgeous. Like, she is beautiful. Like, she is soap star good looking. Okay? Like, she's amazing looking. So I'm surprised that none of the guys have been that into her at this point. Usually they have just been, they all think she's a nutcase. I don't know why they think she's crazy too. Because she smiles all the time, that means she's crazy? I don't think that really means she's crazy. Now Captain Lee might think that the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor, if you know what I'm saying. But I don't think he thinks she's crazy. I think he might think, she's simple. Right? Whatever. But Kyle is into her big time, and he let her know. So she actually is kind of receptive to him. She thinks he's hot too. Go, girl. I say you get some. You get some. you get some English, sausage. I wonder if he knows any of the housewives of Cheshire. He's from Manchester, which is not that far from Cheshire. It's probably closer to Cheshire than London is. So, and they have that thick accent, and it's very, very unique. It's a lot closer to Irish than it is to a London accent. So, like the ladies of London, when they speak with their posh and proper accents, you can really understand them pretty well. They don't need subtitles. But Kyle sometimes, as with the ladies of Cheshire, every now and then, if they get in a real thick accent, they're like, "Ooh, what? What the hell did they say?" Now, listen, I'm sure they're probably saying the same thing about me. I'd be like, "It'd be nice if we could watch that one blonde queen, but we can't really understand what he's saying." Who knows, right? But anyways, something to think about. Okay, so, and here's the other thing too, is he's a total badass, but I will say it actually was not. So what happened was he dislocated his shoulder, and you could kind of see that it was out, but you couldn't really. And Lauren, of all people, stepped up and she pushed it back into place, and he was fine. And he just went on and kept doing his job. I mean, he was incredible, and she was incredible too. And afterwards, she was like, "Oh my God, the sound was so horrible." And you did hear a really loud crack when she did it, but it's television. So I'm not sure if that crack was exactly the actual sound or if that was added by the editors later. You know what I'm saying? If they doctored that up to make it sound a lot worse than it really was, I would not put that past anybody involved with the show. But I'm just saying, it might not be. That might have been the actual sound, but, So there was a little tension between Captain Lee and the deck crew because apparently, Kelly is, falling asleep on the job, but he isn't really actually technically literally falling asleep. He's just not as strict as Captain Lee would like him to be. So Captain Lee kind of had to lay it down and be like, "Look, I want you to watch her give the hand signals when we bring up the anchor because she doesn't know what she's doing." So Kelly put her out there, and sure enough, she didn't know what she was doing. And so that he's like, "Now, next thing I want them to do is I want them to watch you do it, and I want you to give it just as bad as she did so that they all know what it looks like when you don't know what you're doing." So in a way, I kind of appreciate Captain Lee because he wasn't doing this in front of any guests. This was in between charters. So I appreciate that he's taking a little bit of time to kind of mentor and teach Kelly. Now, granted, he is kind of doing it in his own hard-ass way, but it doesn't matter. That's still the mark of a good boss. He's doing a great job. So Kate, let's talk about Kate. Kate, this was a great week for Kate because we finally got to meet her girlfriend, Ro. And this is the best thing about Ro. The best thing about Ro is that literally, you know how many people had an issue with her being a lesbian on the boat? Zero. Zero people, including Kyle. They were all like, "We think she's great. We love her. She's wonderful." Like everybody. It was awesome. I thought that was, that is like we've come really far as a society that we're so open and expressing. Because she's not even technically really, is she a lesbian? I mean, we don't really know. But you know what? Who cares? You do you, girl. You do you. Now, before we met Ro, Kate was texting a lot. And she was on the boat, on the phone a lot. And Ben was starting to get pissed, right? He's like, "Girl, you are working my puss with that phone. You need to calm down." I mean, he didn't say that, but But again, this is television, so I don't know if it was edited to look like she was on the phone a lot more often than she really was. Now, yes, I'm sure Ben did get pissed at her, but I mean, it looked like she was constantly on the phone. But I will say that this is the first time we've ever seen Kate in a situation where she's getting laid on a regular basis by someone, the same person, okay? And I kind of like it. I like this look on her, I like, she's not necessarily softer, but she's a little more patient than she has been in the past. I think she's wonderful. I think it's great. Although obviously in real life the relationship tanked and they're done, but on the show I'm enjoying it so far. So that's Below Deck. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking Days of Our Lives. Lots of drama there. So if you want to chat with me on Twitter, you can hashtag Below Deck or hashtag Days. And we will chat. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and have a great night.